Today, during his street feeding, a caring man spotted a mother cat with two kittens hidden in a corner. His heart becomes sad when they look scared and hungry. The mother cat was thin but stood guard over her babies, her eyes never leaving the man as he approached. When he tried to get closer, the mother cat suddenly became fierce, her back arched high, and she swatted at him with sharp claws, hissing loudly. The message was clear: stay away from my babies. The man stepped back, understanding her fear. He had seen this many times before with street cats. They often thought humans wanted to harm their kittens. Instead of pushing forward, he reached into his bag where he kept food for the strays he fed each day. He took out some cat food and placed it on the ground, a safe distance away from the nervous mother. "Hey," he whispered, though he knew she couldn't understand his words. "I just want to help you." As he set down the food, something caught his eye. Movement nearby revealed two more tiny kittens. They were mewing softly, their little mouths opening and closing as they cried for their mother. His eyes widened in surprise. 4 kittens, not 2. The mother cat had a bigger family than he first thought, making her situation even more desperate. The man's heart ached for them. With careful movements, he picked up the 2 wandering kittens. They felt so light in his hands, their bodies warm but too thin. He needed to bring them back to their mother right away. But when he returned to where she had been, she was gone, and so were the other kittens. "Where did you go?" he whispered, looking around with growing worry. The streets were no place for cats, especially not a mother with young kittens. Cars zoomed by without noticing small animals. Stray dogs roamed these areas, often attacking cats. Even the weather could be dangerous with no proper shelter. When she saw the man approaching with her other kittens, her eyes grew wide with fear and anger. In her mind, this human wasn't helping. He was stealing her babies one by one. The misunderstanding broke his heart. Only he could explain that he wanted to save them all. Just then, a new sound cut through the air, dogs barking and getting closer. The man's head snapped up, his body tensing. Stray dogs often hunted in packs around here, and they wouldn't hesitate to attack a cat family. Time was running out. The mother cat's ears perked up at the barking too. Fear flashed in her eyes, but she seemed caught between 2 dangers: the barking dogs and the man who held her kittens. A flash of inspiration struck him. He remembered the special treats in his pocket, the creamy kind that most cats couldn't resist. With hope rising in his chest, he took some out and placed them on a broad leaf he found nearby. Moving slowly so as not to startle her, he extended the leaf toward the mother cat. The rich smell of the treats filled the air between them. The mother cat's nose twitched, and her eyes darted between the treats and her kittens. Hunger fought against fear in her mind. Finally, hunger won. She inched forward, still watching him closely, and quickly licked the treats from the leaf. The man smiled gently, encouraged by this small victory. While she was distracted with the treats, he carefully gathered all kittens together. They were so young, their eyes barely open, tiny pink noses sniffing the air, little paws kneading invisibly. The mother cat watched his every move, but the treats had begun to build a fragile trust between them. Now came the hardest part: how to rescue the mother cat herself. She wasn't wearing a collar, and he had no leash. He tried offering more creamy treats along with some regular cat food, but she refused both. She was too worried about her kittens to eat more. The barking was getting louder, adding pressure to an already tense situation. The man sat quietly on the ground, making himself smaller and less threatening. He spoke in a soft, gentle voice, the kind he used with all scared animals. "I only want to help you," he said. "You and your babies need a safe place." Minutes passed like hours as they watched each other. The mother cat's tail swished back and forth, showing her unease. But something seemed to change in her eyes. Perhaps she sensed his good intentions, or maybe she knew the growing danger from the approaching dogs. After what seemed like forever, she cautiously moved toward him. His heart pounded with hope and worry. One wrong move could send her running. At the clinic, the vet, a kind woman who often helped with his rescue efforts, examined each kitten carefully. She checked their eyes, ears, and tiny bodies for any signs of illness. The mother cat watched nervously but didn't try to attack. Perhaps she sensed they were trying to help. After getting medicine and instructions from the vet, the man brought the cat family home. He had already prepared a quiet corner in a spare room. There were soft blankets for comfort, a clean litter box, fresh water, and quality cat food waiting. When he opened the carrier door, the mother cat peeked out cautiously. She stepped out slowly, her nose working overtime as she smelled the new place. Her eyes darted everywhere, looking for dangers or escape routes. The man stood back, giving her space to explore on her own terms. His other rescued cats watched curiously from the doorway, but knew better than to approach the newcomers yet. After checking every corner of the room, sniffing along the walls and under furniture, The mother cat seemed to relax just a little. Her shoulders lowered slightly, and her tail stopped swishing so frantically. She returned to her kittens, who had stayed huddled together where he placed them on the soft blanket. In a move that touched the man deeply, she curled her body around them in a protective circle. Soon the room filled with the sound of her purring as her kittens began to nurse. The sight brought tears to his eyes. After all the fear and danger, they were finally safe and together. Over the next few days, the mother cat slowly adjusted to her new home. Each day, she allowed the man to come a little closer when he brought fresh food and water. The fear in her eyes gradually changed to cautious curiosity. Sometimes, when he sat quietly in the room reading a book, he would look up to find her watching him as if trying to figure him out. The kittens grew stronger each day with proper food and care. They began to play more, batting at toys he brought them with clumsy paws. Their little personalities started to show. One was always the first to explore new things. Another preferred to watch before joining in. They brought life and joy to the quiet room. His other rescued cats eventually began to accept the newcomers. Some even took turns sitting near the kittens when the mother cat took short breaks to eat or use the litter box. It was as if they remembered their own rescue stories and wanted to help. What had started as a regular feeding day had turned into something much more important. The man often thought about what might have happened if he hadn't been there. The kittens possibly lost or hurt, the mother continuing her desperate struggle on the streets. Instead, they now had a chance at a good life. The most rewarding part was watching the mother cat's slow transformation. The first time she came to him willingly, brushing against his hand as he sat on the floor, he felt a surge of joy. The first time she blinked slowly at him, a cat's way of showing trust, he blinked back, their silent conversation more meaningful than words. This rescue taught him again what he already knew in his heart, that patience and kindness can overcome fear. The mother cat had fought so hard to protect her babies, and now she was learning that not all humans were a threat. Some could be trusted allies in her mission to keep her family safe. As weeks passed, the mother cat grew more comfortable and confident in her new home. Her coat became shinier with good nutrition, and the haunted look in her eyes faded away. The kittens thrived, growing more playful and curious every day. When friends visited and saw the mother cat calmly sitting on the windowsill or playing with a toy, they could hardly believe she was once so frightened and aggressive. The man would tell their rescue story, hoping to inspire others to show the same patience with scared animals. The successful rescue strengthened his commitment to helping street animals. Each time he looked at the mother cat peacefully sleeping in a patch of sunlight or watched her groom her growing kittens, he knew all the effort had been worthwhile. From frightened stray to trusting companion, her journey showed what was possible when people extended kindness to animals in need. And in her now trusting eyes, he found the motivation to continue his work, rescuing one animal at a time from the harsh life of the streets.